Spider-Man Brand New Day review. Spider-Man Brand New Day spins it on a theme nearly as old as comic books. It's tough to be a superhero, while the cost of both in heroism and being different in a society that destroys individuality is common in the world of men in tights. It's a bit of a is a bit of an evolution to see them in Tom Holland versions of Peter Parker, one who now understands grief and heartbreak. The problem isn't that Spider-Boy needs to become Spider-Man. Holland proves more than up to the dramatic challenge of the shift, but the producers and Destin Daniel Cretton seems often scared of their best ideas, underdeveloping too many of them on their way to what ultimately feels more transitional than impactful. Affection for the characters who have been around for four movies now goes a long way to holding Brand New Day together, but it ultimately succumbs to one of the biggest problems of late stage MCU, the feeling that it isn't just preparation for more movies. The end of No Way Home saw Spider-Man, played by Holland, making the difficult decision to essentially use the MCU version of the Men in Black neuralizer of the world, including his partner MJ, played by Zendaya, and BFF Ned, played by Jacob Batalon. They remember that Spider-Man saved them a few times when they were in high school, but have no memories of his secret identity, including their relationship to it. Consequently, Brand New Day finds Peter deep in his feelings, unable to do really anything but serve as New York's most popular crime fighter during the day and watch Ned's reels on his couch at the night. His only contact is detective named DeWolf, played by Lisa Colon Zayas, and even she worries about her favorite crime fighter's intense loneliness. The isolation of Peter Parker becomes the most interesting thematic thread of Chris McKenna and Eric Sommer's script as it asks the question: if Peter erases the things that made him a man, does that mean the spider side will become dominant? As a villain forces him to confront his intense grief over losing MJ, he begins to undergo a transformation in a manner that he cannot always control, leading to a consultation with a man very familiar with having a man to manage a dark side, Bruce Banner aka the Hulk, played by Mark Ruffalo. Meanwhile, Spidey battles a deadly new enemy in the Big Apple, a villain who can jump from body to body and has his sights set on something or someone being held at the all-powerful damage control. Frank Castle, aka the Punisher, played by John Bernthal, appears to snarl while he blows things up, while Sadie Singh plays an essential role that won't be spoiled here, but could indicate a major shift in the MCU that feels overdue. Creighton, who broke through with the incredible short-term 12 and helmed both Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings and the Emmy-nominated Wonder Man TV series, takes over directional duties and gives the Brand New Day a different dramatic sensibility. From the beginning, a lot of awkward rumor of the other Holland films is gone, but it's a choice that extends to the filmmaking too. When Spidey swings through the streets of New York this time, it's almost always overcast and both the needle drops, TV on the radio, and even Michael Giacchino's score reflect the shift. Holland is invigorated by the dramatic shift, giving a dense, great performance, easily his best in the series. He seems almost more excited about the chance to play the inner conflict of Peter Parker than the outer challenges played by the Spider-Man. And his natural chemistry with Zendaya remains essential to what works here. It's also refreshing to see her play a different character than her tormented protagonist of late as she and Battalion shift that tone right when the movie is getting too lost in its own feelings. It returns to those feelings in Sink's character in a way that Sony has asked critics not to spoil. Suffice to say, Sink's role becomes a reflection of Peter, another riff of the great responsibility of having unfathomable power and how trauma and superpowers can lead to tragedy. Sink, in an extent, arguably repeating a few hymns of Stranger Things but also developing as a performer. Is the young cast, Holland, Zendaya, Sink and Battalion, and how Crichton works with them really hold Brand New Day together and make it feel different from the typical MCU flick. Sadly, this isn't Spidey Term 12, and Crichton and his writers inevitably have to do a few of the requisite MCU things, including cameos from secondary characters, Florence Pugh, and regular action beats to keep twists from getting bored by all ammo. The latter feels almost like an afterthought as the film's most notable action sequence comes remarkably late in the film and hardly any other genre based they stand out. There's a half-hearted fight between with Scorpion, played by Michael Mando, and a scene with the Hulk that doesn't really land, but Brand New Day is surprisingly light on action set pieces than anyone will remember by the time the Avengers Deemed Day lands. It's also hard to shake the feeling that Brand New Day is more interested in tomorrow. The best comic book movies serve both as a setup for what's to come and stand on their own webbed feet at the same time. No Way Home featured such game-changing stakes for everyone involved. Rip Aunt May, the that the franchise had to stop back, but it doesn't change the closing feeling in this one that we haven't gone as far as our 140 minutes should take us, and that we are again watching set up for bigger projects in the future. The truth is, the Marvel Cinematic Universe doesn't exactly embrace change, and so maybe the baby steps of Brand New Day to find more mature tone as it evolves. One of its most popular heroes should be celebrated. It's a massive action blockbuster that pushes kids to another common but important theme in the superhero culture. No one, not even the most powerful beings in the world, can go through this one called life alone. It's not a brand new idea, but a resonant one.